guys, and welcome back to our third tutorial in our Knitwear Rescue series. Today we're going to look at patching up a hole, so where our stitches have started to unravel and a ladder has been created. So we're going to pick up some stitches and secure it all back into place. I have my sample here where the stitching has started to unravel. It's just like snagged somewhere, so it's creating a bit of a ladder. We've also got some contrasting yarn so we can see our patch, a knitting sewing needle, so we've got a needle with a fairly large eye to get the yarn through, and a blunt end so that it doesn't tear any of our knitting stitches, and we have a pair of scissors or a pair of snips. So somewhere along the lines at the top here, a stitch has come undone and this ladder here has started to form. If we don't pick up this stitch, it will continue right down to the bottom of our sample, which could be our jumper or anything of the sort. So we need to replicate these V's, we need to pick up the stitches and bring these V's back together up to where it originally sort of broke free. I'm going to use a blunt thicker needle for this, but you can use a crochet hook, and it is quite fiddly, but we're just going to do our best to find our first loop, so the one that is still secure and attached to our stitching. So I'm not just going to grab a loose ladder here, I would want to find the loop that is through the stitching along here, and then we're going to bring our needle through the loop, and then what we need to do from there is bring this ladder, the second ladder, through that loop. So it's just, might need two hands, but it's just a bit fiddly to bring it through. So I'll do that again and we'll just keep working our way up. So this was the first loop that we started with, and then I brought the ladder through here, so I need to do the same. So I've got the loop here and I'm going to put my needle through. I've got my next ladder piece there, so I need to bring that through to our new loop. So we're just picking up the stitches that have dropped. So I'll keep going, and then I need to, so I'm on my last ladder now, and I'm going to bring it up through the loop. And then I brought the last part of the ladder up, and this is where the hole started. And then you can see I've picked up about 3 or 4 along here, and I've picked up the stitches, so it's those V's I can see again. So this is the loop that is broken free from our knit, where it's snagged somewhere. But if we left it like that, it would start to unravel again. So what we need to do is secure this loop into place. So this is the right side of my sample, so it's the outside of your jumper or your cardigan or anything like that, and then this is the wrong side of my sample. We will need to put this loop to the wrong side of our garment or our sample. So all we need to do is, once it's flipped over, is we're going to push that loop to the back of the garment. So you can do this with your hands or with a needle, but you'll just see where it is and you just push it through and bring the loop to the back of the garment. Now we're going to look onto the right side and just check that everything still lies flat, we've not pulled it too tight, and that our stitch is hidden away, and we now need to secure that into place. So we're going to take our yarn and our needle, and we're going to, just to secure it to begin with, we're going to loop our needle through the hole in this stitch, and we're going to pick up the stitch above it. So just through any of the loops just above that stitch. And now I've not tied a knot at the end of my yarn, because I'm going to just tie a knot together between the two pieces. And right now that actually has secured our patch from undoing again. So I can pull on it and it won't unravel. But we want to make sure that it's extra secure, and we're going to reinforce that just a little bit further. We're going to keep on stitching until we get to the top of my sample. So just like your normal running stitch, we're going to pick up a loop, skip one, and then pick up the next one. So I can show you that a bit closer. Pick up a loop, skip one, and then pick up the next one. So just like your normal running stitch, but we've got a particular loop to follow. So that brings the stitch up to the top. It also then reinforces that stitch, but it also holds the loop through the hole that had been created. So you have a very small, obvious bit of stitching here, so you could have done this with a similar green yarn so that it's quite invisible mending, but I've done it in a contrasting colour just so you can see. So now all we need to do is just tie a knot and cut off our yarn. So there you go, you've got the ladder recovered and it's all secure and in place. Now it's repaired and wearable again.